So we're ready to make some TMR, and I think that this is the last month or last mix we have before we have to buy more whatever mineral feed. There's 150 liters left in there. Oh. I've been putting 200 in, so there would only be 50 liters left for the next one. So realize that the bales are the only thing I have to prepare. The manure has that trigger, which I wasn't thinking of originally. I forgot it. I didn't really pay attention to the fact it has a trigger, so we don't have to load up the wagon with manure. And we have a loading wagon for the silage. I mean, we haven't been using it as a loading wagon, we've just been using it as a tipper for the chaff. But we could use it to do the silage when that's ready. Oh, I forgot about the mower. I'm gonna go, and I left the bucket on. Yep, I'm just, I have the other way, don't I? Nope, we're good. We're gonna bring the mower and put it away, 'cause I'm obviously not going to remember that. We don't have to worry about cleaning it up or anything. It was used to get like 50 liters of grass into a hay bale. Don't think it's dirty or anything. And then let's put the bucket up here. I don't know how I forgot about that. But yeah, we won't need to spend time. Now, we do have the possibility we get snowed in. We don't have any way of correcting that. I added a snow mask, so inside the buildings are going to be fine. They're not going to be full of snow this year. And which actually I whatever for that. It was more the roads. You can't tip anything onto the roads, which means you can't clear anything off of the roads. But they didn't have a snow mask, so they would be full of snow. And that might not normally be a problem, but with realistic weather, adding things like blizzards and crazy amounts of snow, it is a huge problem. So I did that, so I would be able to drive on the roads, but I would still need a way of clearing out the areas here to get to the road and clearing out the sell points because the parking lots and stuff won't be clear. And I don't think it's really worth the thing with that type of thing. Snowplows are not enough, and I can't really be mad about that. They're enough for the normal amount of snow the game allows, but with the realistic weather, it's not the normal amount of snow. When there's a lot of snow on the ground, there's a lot of snow. So you kind of need the snow blower, which means it's a little more expensive. And I I think it's 500 to lease and then 100 a day or something like that. it's not that much more than the plow anyway, but yeah, basically 500 to lease and 100 per day, and then 200 every time it goes over the hour. So 500 to lease and clear it out would probably be fine, except you kind of need it before it happens. So I would need it until I was done selling things. So I could wait till January. I know some things, like everything says January, but that's not going to be true. I'm pretty sure some of these will be, well, I don't even care too much about manure. Manure, I can do it anytime. But I think wheat actually might be December. We'll see. Maybe we will, but it won't be. It would definitely be a thing to do in January if we do, and that's assuming we're not snowed in by then. Yeah, we'll have to see. The real thing is 500 worth it? So if this is in January, doing it in January and setting out, that's 200. That makes it almost worth it. There, barley, we're not selling all of that. Manure, yeah, that's not going to affect it. Silage, well, I can't really tell because the silage is a lie. So I can't even tell if it's worth it. Because, well, I would have to do the math myself because we're not selling all of everything. But also, we just don't know what the actual price is on a lot of it. Okay, that's, actually, before we put this away, bunker silo is empty. So we have 616 liters in this bucket for later, for when we open the pull-through one. Now we can go get a couple bales. And now that it's empty, we can throw the rest of the bale in there and give them a little bit of bedding. This giving them the 1553 liters of straw is not enough to. They use more of that, more than that each month for bedding. But I mean, I had filled them up, so it does really lower the time they need. Time I have until I have to fill them up again. So that, and well, we're. This is where if I'm going to sell stuff in December, I'll have stuff to do this month. If not, I am done. The chickens are basically full up on food. The cows have their food. I don't need to prepare anything because we have a way of getting everything. Like the manure is just a button, and the loading wagon will make the silage easy. We might want to, well, if we want to use this tractor, all will want to change the wheels because those probably won't be the best for icy roads later on. But we can use the other tractor, and that will be fine. Unless, of course, we do lease a snowblower, then we'd have to use this tractor because the other one does not have a front hitch. But yeah, we will be back when we decide if we're selling anything. And this is what I'm worried about. So 98 to 100 centimeters expected. That's 3.5 feet. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the amount we can't drive in. So when we go to sell things, we'd have to wait until it melts, which might be in January. I'm not sure how long it takes to melt. It obviously will be getting above freezing every day. But we are also at the point where wheat is above average or above max, and so is manure. Not that we would get much from manure. Technically, so is slurry is pretty much at there. But in order to sell that, we need to rent a tanker, and I think the cheapest tanker to rent for selling is 2,000. So we would be losing money by selling that. So yeah. So now the thing is do we sell the wheat and manure in hope that by the time silage and straw is up there that it's recovered? Or do we wait for all four? We can get I think we sell the I'm let's see, where do we have to go? Like it's not even the train. It's where is that? Okay, so oh, okay. So yeah, I think we go and sell the wheat and then the manure. And then we hope that by the time straw and silage isn't a problem, that we're able to go back out. There's definitely it's definitely a gamble. We could be fine and be able to get a better price later. But we also could not be fine and not able to get anything close to the price again. We'll see. No, I think when I think the only place that manure is sold is right down the street. Oh yeah, I forgot about the guy biogas. The other place, the landscaper or whatever it was. Yeah, landscaper. That's where we stowed the stones. So that's real close. Good note is there is no worry about icy roads yet. There hasn't been any precipitation or anything. So we should be able to get this done kind of quickly. Well, this is kind of a steep hill with a full tipper, even just wheat. That's much better. I don't know if the other way will be. I mean, you have to get up here somehow. But okay, I think we should get some fuel, which I'm sure will cost a decent amount with this tank. Yep, 437 euros to fill that tank. Okay, we'll try going in the right way and get our weight before we go and sell. There we go. We have sold our wheat. We're gonna go back the same way, so we get to go down that steep hill this time. So we've sold the wheat, and look, we're looking at hotspots. How surprising. Um, I mean, barley technically is that's on the train though, so we're going to wait on that, and not that we're selling all of it, but we can sell like 10,000 of it. I'm pretty sure the I think even 6,000 will be more than our chickens need. But we can go and get our manure sold before the snow comes, and then we're just going to have to hope. I wasn't sure if manure would let me fill it all the way to the top, because I do have the fill limit on. Oh, and I realized on my drive up there that I had the thought process of 22 in mind. So in 22, this wouldn't have grown. The grass wouldn't have started growing because November. It can't. December when it starts growing. But I forgot that that was a little bit different now. Dress isn't hugely different than it was, but there's some changes that I didn't think of like that. I didn't even pay attention to how much I got for manure. I'm sure it's an amazing amount. Okay. I'm never sure if they're actually stopped for people at that one, because that one they just seem to always be stopped in case there might be someone thinking about crossing it in the next couple hours. It's not quite 700 euros per tipper full. So there's a little more than a full tipper left. And this silage is now ready. It's probably ready all day. But like I said, we don't actually need to do much to get a load. At least not into the loading wagon, because that has a pickup. And there we go. We have sold everything we're going to sell in December. We we are about to start the snow. Supposed to dump a whole lot of snow, so we'll have to see. Yep, here. Oh, I'm so surprised it's actually a blizzard. I mean, it kind of. And I guess we're going to need this again when we want to sell the barley, but we won't need it for anything else. Silage has a different thing, and let's see how the blizzard is. Okay, so the blizzard must be starting. There we go. There's our weather updating ticker. Blizzard ongoing, 100 centimeters. At least it sounds, I mean, it's kind of a short loop, but it sounds better than it did the first time we saw Blizzard. It still doesn't really look like a blizzard, but there is that. But there we go. We have a blizzard, and we'll see if we get the crazy amount of snow very soon. I figured I would just show the massive snow did finally catch up, but as you can see, there are areas with a snow mask now, including in, well, if I remember right, this part had a snow mask, and it was just the actual shop did not. Now, I didn't go in and paint a whole snow mask. I just renamed or copied and renamed the occlusion generation, or the areas that you can't tip to are now areas that can't have snow mask. Apparently, I'm not even sad about that. That makes sense. But apparently it's not perfect, but it is enough that I mean, the major thing is actually the roads, because you couldn't clean up the roads. I mean, you couldn't clean up those areas either. If you can't tip onto it, you can't take anything off of it because there should be nothing on it. So you just couldn't clean up the roads even if you had the equipment, which was the major thing.